Hello everybody, my name is Memo. This is my channel FancyMemo. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to another monthly rundown. This one for the month of July. Oh my god, this summer is going by way too fast. I hate it. Please make it longer. So I have a new crop of music, I guess, to shout out. Some albums and EP, if you want to call it an EP. We'll go over that soon. A few singles. Let's see how long this episode ends up being. It might be on the longer side, who knows. But yeah, I'm excited to show off and share some of my favorite music from this month. Let me know what you've been listening to down below. That would be great. Put me on. And yeah, let's just get started. Let's jump into it. But before we do, obviously, please, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. If you like music related content like this, please subscribe, since that is what I do here. A lot of you guys have been subscribing as of late, actually. I really appreciate it. Thank you. July has been a good month for the channel, so I appreciate those who've been subscribing. And of course, I appreciate you all who've been subscribed for a while now. Love you all. But yeah, subscribe if you would like. And if you want more of this for some reason, check out my Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. If you like basketball, more specifically NBA basketball, I have a basketball podcast. It's called Above the Rim Rundown, where we run down all things NBA. We have some very creative episodes. I think last week's episode was really good. We reacted to the Bleacher Report's top 100 NBA players of all time list. And we had some interesting thoughts about that. So I recommend the podcast, especially if you're an NBA fan, of course. I have an Amazon storefront that I have not updated whatsoever, but what it is, you go to the storefront, you can check out some of my little ideas, some of my little lists, I guess, of either records, or I have a beginner turntable setup, accessories. And if there's something that you like, you know, if you need like a new cleaning solution, if you need a new pack of outer sleeves, you can go to my storefront, purchase through there, through Amazon, and I get a little kickback. It's not anything extra for you guys. It's just to help me out, which I kind of need all the help I could get right now. I'm jumping into a master's program next month. I'm very nervous about that for many reasons. Financially is a big one. So if you want to help me out in a small way, you can go to my storefront and buy a record from there, buy something for your record setup, and it'll help me out a little bit. So there's that. There's also $5 reviews. If you make music and you want me to talk about it in one of these monthly rundown episodes, you can just go to my PayPal, send me $5. We'll somehow contact and find a way for me to listen to your music, and I will talk about it in an honest way in these episodes. No one has done it yet, but I promise if you guys do send $5, I will be honest. Yeah, I might be brutal. I might glaze you. We'll see. There's only one way to find out, and it's by sending me $5, and I'll talk about your music in the next episode. But yeah, enough yapping. Let's get into it. We've got some albums to talk about. A lot of great albums was released this past month, especially in hip-hop, so we've got to talk about it. And we're going to start off with a heavy hitter. Boom, Clipse, Let God Sort 'Em Out. What can I say? Like, I've been obsessed with this album all month long. I reacted to it, I reviewed it on TikTok and YouTube Shorts. I've even done an unboxing video for their vinyl record. I made a lot of content about this album, so you should know my thoughts on this. And my thoughts are, this is one of the best hip hop albums I've listened to in a while. More specifically, just like standard hip hop, you know. Like, I've heard a lot of great experimental hip-hop music, alternative hip-hop music that I really enjoy, that I might say is better than Let God Sort 'Em Out. But when it comes to like mainstream classic hip-hop, this is as good as it gets. We got just great bar work from both Pusha T and Malice on this project. A lot of coke rap, a lot of evil raps in general as well. I love that one line. What was it? I'll close your heaven for the hell of it. Dude, like, they were on one on this album. The entire album, they were just going off bar for bar, line for line. And if they're not talking about coke, they're talking about some like serious shit, like on The Birds Don't Sing, which like If you watched my first reaction video, you would have saw me cry after listening to that track because of how emotional these two got, talking about how their mom passed away and then months later their dad passes away, and they go into details about them and how much they know their parents love them. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. The production here from Pharrell is killer. There's not one beat that sounds like the other. There is a good mix of production. It varies from track to track. I like Epida for its dancier beat. By the Grace of God has a pretty heavenly instrumental. I really love the beat switch on POV, how that beat switch happens, and then we get the Miles verse. That is one of the best verses on the album. Yeah, killer album. I love it a lot. You will be seeing this high on my end of the year list this year. That's for sure. On the same day though, we got Open Mike Eagle dropping an album. Now this one's called Neighborhood Gods Unlimited. And I will be honest, I just listened to it for the first time today and I really enjoyed it. But I can't like break it down for you guys because I only gave it one listen. But I knew I wanted to at least shout this album out because I've liked Open Mike Eagle stuff in the past. So I wanted to give it a listen to see if I should at least give it a shout out. And it deserves a shout out. This is a pretty cool, witty album. There's some funny moments. There's some like very introspective moments as well. And the writing here is just overall very creative. There's a track here where he's like talking about how he lost his phone or like it got destroyed somehow. And he went into like great detail on like how horrible of an experience that was. And it's not like a superficial like point of view. He wasn't talking about how like he needs his phone to go on TikTok because that's his lifeline. No, he's like talking about how there's a lot of personal stuff that was on that phone. There was a lot of like bars and lines that was in like the notes app or whatever that was on the phone, and nothing was on the cloud, so he lost everything there, which really sucks. He even compared it to when like RZA's like I think basement, like I don't really know the story, but he mentioned it in the song how like RZA's basement filled with like discs got flooded and all that got ruined, and he says it's like that but not like that, not as serious. So I thought that was interesting. There was also a track here where he wouldn't stop talking about Clark Kent and like how Clark Kent is like his coworker or something. I don't know. Again, I need more listens, but I just find like these topics very interesting. Like no other rapper are talking about stuff like this. It's so random, but like he raps about these things in a very interesting way that like gets you hooked. So yeah, I need more listens, but shout out to Open Mike Eagle for this project. And I believe on the same day, Giveon dropped this album, and just like the Open Mike Eagle project, I just listened to this project today for the first time, so I can't give you in-depth thoughts on this, but I like it. I do enjoy Giveon's voice. He is a phenomenal singer, and on this album, which is called Beloved, it's just like track after track filled with baby making music. My god, this man, he's sexy. What can I say? Every track here is like very sensual. His deep voice helps with that a lot, and I guess that's mainly why I like the album, because of his voice, because of his singing. It's really good throughout every single track here. And again, I can't go into too much detail because I haven't given it enough listens, but I do enjoy this album. I thought it was pretty solid. Next, what are we talking about now? We're talking about the new Tyler the Creator album, Don't Tap the Glass, a surprise album from Tyler in many ways, not only because no one expected this project to drop. There was barely any rollout. He just dropped an album last year, so the fact that he dropped an album this year was surprising, but the fact that this is a dance album is probably even more surprising. He just let loose, said, hey, there's no concept. This is just for fun. This is for your body so it can move. This is a dance album. Please enjoy. And that's what I did. I really enjoyed this album. I thought it was a very, very fun listen with a lot of bangers like Big Poe, like Stop Playing With Me. There was some very catchy cutesy songs like Ring 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 that reminds me of like a Michael Jackson song, one of like his disco songs. Is this album perfect? No, I have some issues with like some of the singing, like on Sugar on My Tongue or Sucker Free. I do enjoy those tracks, but like the singing at the beginning is a bit grating. I'm not too big of a fan of that. Mamonum is the biggest blue ball in the history of music. The way that that track kind of builds for basically nothing sucked. By far my least favorite track here. But again, there's a lot of highlights on here too. Funny enough, two of the songs I love the most are like the two tracks he's not really on it the most, which is Don't You Worry Baby featuring Madison McFerrin, who killed it. Don't you worry baby. Also, I'll Take Care of You with Yeba. She killed it as well. And again, there's no concept, so like the lyrics here isn't anything too crazy. Like on Ring Ring Ring, he's just trying to get this girl's attention. On Tell Me What It Is, he's wondering why he can't find love. On Stop Playing With Me, he's calling out the haters. So no underlying message, nothing too conceptual, just great rapping, decent seeking for the most part. Some out of pocket lines, honestly. there was some like crazy yet funny lines, like how he doesn't trust any white guy with dreads. Fair enough. The production here is killer. I really enjoyed this album. It might be a top 5 Tyler album for me. He has a really like loaded discog, so yeah, shout out to Tyler the Creator for this beautiful album. Alright, next let's go talk about Vanisher by Quadeca, more specifically Vanisher Horizon Scrapper. This was a behemoth of an album. I reacted to this live on YouTube. I reacted watching the music video, and although I've given several listens to this album since my reaction to the album, I feel like there's a lot of things I don't get. There's a lot of things I still need to look into. I don't know the overall story. I just know that this is by far the most ambitious project in Quadeca's discography. There's some of Quadeca's best songs here, like Godstain, one of my favorite songs of the year. I love Waging War. Thunder is an insane rap track. The Great Bakuna Wa featuring Danny Brown is insane. Having Danny Brown rap in the perspective of a sea monster is crazy. So yeah, there's a lot of great things here. The production is spectacular. The fact that I'm pretty sure Quadeca like produced basically the whole thing, or at least most of it, is insane because it's so beautifully done. And it sounds expensive. It sounds like a high budget album, which I don't know if that is the case. I don't know if this is my album of the year. I don't think it would be in that conversation for me, but I do really enjoy this project, and again, I need more listens. The overall storyline is something that I'm trying to piece together, and I don't think I've had quite the best listening environment, I guess. So most of the time I listen to this album would be like during a late night drive, which honestly, so with some of the production here, it gets spooky at night listening to this album. I feel like I need a more peaceful, calm environment in order to listen to this album and hopefully try to understand the grand meaning of it all. But yeah, shout out Quadeca, great work from him, really impressed here. And I believe this next one, Freddie Gibbs and the Alchemist, Alfredo 2, this might be the last album I'll be talking about. A solid sequel to Alfredo. I just released my reaction video for this one if you guys want to check it out. But yeah, I did really enjoy it. It's not perfect, and I don't think it's better than Alfredo. I blame the Australians for hyping this up for me, because the Australians, they got to listen to this album first, and they were all saying that this was better than Alfredo. It's album of the year. It's not. I thought the production was good. It was good. It was great. But like nothing too special. Like nothing to write home about. It's all Freddie for me. Freddie Gibbs is the one who clearly was the star of the show on this album. With his rapping, his flows are always very impressive. But the lyrics here is probably even more impressive at times. There's times where he's like in his romantic bag, just talking about what. But there's other times where he's like talking about his past and all the things that he had to go through in order to get to the position he's at now. But he also touches this other subject where like he's afraid of losing all this fame, either with the industry like taking it away from him, or him going out like other rappers and being killed early. So there's some paranoia from Freddie, there's some vulnerability from Freddie, and overall I think his rapping was spectacular. I thought the features, I guess for the most part, was good. Anderson .Paak on Ensalada. Ensalada, one of the best tracks, not only off this album, but like maybe of the year. I love the wordplay. As soon as I heard it's a lotta while listening to Ensalada, it blew my mind. But yeah, Anderson .Paak's feature on the chorus was phenomenal. I thought JID was killer on his feature. It was Larry June on Feelings that sucked. That feature sucked. Dude was rapping in slow motion. I needed to put him on 2x speed, cause why the hell was he rapping? Not even rapping. He was just talking into the mic at that point. It like ruined the song for me, honestly. Like, the more I go back to the song, the more I dislike the Larry June feature. I was already wary about that song because, you know, Freddie's singing on this track isn't the best, but, you know, I was able to live with it, and then boom, Larry June just ruins it. So, yeah, not a favorite there. But with all that said, Alfredo 2, solid sequel to the original, really good album. So shout out to Freddie Gibbs and Alchemist for this one. Let's talk about some EPs. Just one EP, probably not even EP. It's called a Prelux, but it's only 4 tracks, and it's this new JID project. We just talked about it. It's the GDLU Prelux. So this is like a batch of tracks that didn't make it on God Does Like Ugly. God Does Love Ugly. I forgot what's the title of the new JID album that will be coming out soon. But this is basically the scraps, the extras, and I think these extras are solid. Like, other than like the Black track, you know, Black has a feature on Lisa, which is good, but like, other than that one, I really love the other 3. I love JID's insane rapping on Behold. I thought JID and Lil Yachty were amazing on New Better. I thought that was a highlight for sure. And then Eminem and JID coming together for Animals Part 1 was awesome. I heard there was some AI involved. I don't really know much about that, but apparently it was used to make Eminem sound like old Eminem, which is kind of the reason why I enjoyed this track, is because Eminem sounds like the old Eminem, and by old Eminem I mean like a younger version of himself, the Eminem Show version of Eminem, which is the version I became a fan of a long time ago. With all that said, I thought that track was amazing. Like, they bring out the best out of each other, weirdly enough. So yeah, solid EP, if you want to call it an EP. I'm calling it an EP. And it got me very hyped for this new JID album. I am so excited. If these are the scraps, I can't imagine how amazing his new album is going to be. So yeah, solid. And that's it for EP. So let's jump into the singles. I got quite a few to go over, and we're starting off with Ski Mask the Slump God with Catch Me Outside 2. This is a sequel to one of his biggest bangers, Catch Me Outside, and it's a solid sequel, honestly. The flows aren't as speedy, but the flows here are pretty speedy. There's some clever wordplay, just classic Ski Mask the Slump God writing, honestly. Just very witty, funny lines here and there. The beat goes crazy. I really enjoy that. You know, not anything groundbreaking, but if you want like a very entertaining, fast rap banger, listen to this. This is a fire track. So shout out to Ski Mask for this one. Next we got Hyper Youth / Live Right by JVB, Joey Valence, and Brae. They killed it on this one. This got me so hyped for their new album. We got Hyper Youth, which, as you expect, is very hyper, is very youthful. It's a club banger from these two, bragging about their like newfound success and like flexing on the haters. And then you got Live Right, which is kind of an emotional track from these two. By far their most like vulnerable track, about them not really wanting to grow up and want to just continue having fun with their friends. It has this like nostalgic backdrop to it. Like, the production here really provides a great stage for them to perform and give their all on this track. Very well done. Very well done. These guys absolutely killed it on this one. And yeah, it got me hyped. It got me hyped for the album, so I am definitely looking forward to that. Speaking of looking forward, I'm looking forward to this new Blood Orange project. Oh my god. It's been a while since I listened to Blood Orange, because it's been a while since he dropped a new album, a new project. But yeah, he dropped 2 new tracks this month. We've got Somewhere in Between, and we've got Mind Loaded. Somewhere in Between has this like catchy, like earworm, great singing from Blood Orange here. A very simple track. I do want to focus more on Mind Loaded because there's a lot of features here, and he did this thing. It's similar to some like Kanye songs in the past where he gets a lot of features on a single song, but it's not like they all have like a verse or they all have some kind of like moment. Instead, he utilizes those features to like just add to the song and just puts them here and there for different moments, kind of like using them as like part of the production. Kind of. I don't know if that explanation made sense, but basically on this track, he has Caroline Polachek, he has Lord, he has Mustafa, and they have like brief, like I guess cameos on this single, and they provide some great vocals for Blood Orange, but because of their little short stint, they never steal the show by any means, but they were still great additions to the track. So yeah, I'm excited for this new project. This is going to be a really good, I guess, R&B album from Blood Orange, so shout out to him. Next, we've got this new Tame Impala track called End of Summer. I want to say this is crazy. With this being a 7-minute track, I thought this would be a bit more ambitious, but it's a solid single for their new upcoming album. The production here is very danceable. It gets my head moving. The writing here is pretty interesting, where he uses the end of summer as a way to talk about how because it's the end of summer, he basically is running out of time to fall in love and to basically tell this person that he loves them, stuff like that. I think this is a solid single. I'm not in love with it, but I do enjoy this track, and I am still hyped for the new Tame Impala album that hopefully will be amazing. Next, we got this Daniel Caesar track called Have a Baby With Me, which is exactly what you think it's about. It's about him wanting to have a baby with this person, basically just wanting that person to be in his life, want to commit with that person. Daniel Caesar's vocals, as you'd expect, are angelic, are great, solid singing from him. The production here is beautiful, and apparently this is his lead single for his 4th album called Son of Spurgy. I don't know if I said that correctly. So yeah, I can't wait to listen to that. Alright, last track I'm going to talk about is SOS by Lupe Fiasco. This is a new track that will be on the Samurai Deluxe project that he will be dropping very soon. And yeah, I really enjoyed this one. A lot of great lyrics here, as you expect from Lupe. He is an impeccable writer. He really shows off his pen work here in the verses, and I think the chorus here is really cool too. I really enjoy the chorus. I thought it was very catchy. In the chorus he says, "'Cause we be putting substance over style." I think what this means is that for years now, Lupe's raps, his writing, his projects has always meant something. There's always been a meaning to his work, while other rappers out here are just, throwing things out there because it's flashy and it's cool and it's in the moment, but it doesn't have that like substance, I guess, within the work. Well, his music definitely does. So great work from Lupe Fiasco here. Samurai was a great project from him. I really enjoyed that one, so I'm sure the deluxe is going to be just as good. But yeah, I think that is all. That is the monthly rundown for this month. I hope you all enjoyed. Again, let me know what I missed. What have you been listening to this past month? Let me know. So yeah, I guess that's it for me. So thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, makes sense, right? Comment down below. What is your favorite album of the month? And what is your favorite single of the month? You could throw in EPs as well if you've listened to multiple. My favorite album of the month definitely is Let God Sort 'Em Out. That was my favorite single of the month. You know what? I think Live Right by Joey Valence and Brae is my favorite single from this month. I really messed with that single. It's really good, and they're doing something different on that one. So yeah, shout out to JVB. Favorite single of the month goes to them. If you like music related content like this, please subscribe, since that is what I do here. And if you're already subscribed and you want more of this for some reason, check out my Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. If you like basketball, more specifically NBA basketball, I have a basketball podcast. It's called Above the Rim Rundown, where we run down all things NBA. Check it out if you're interested. If you're interested in getting some vinyl record accessories or vinyl records, turntable even, go to my Amazon storefront. If you purchase through there, I will get a little kickback from it, so that'll help me out a bit. And if you make music and you want me to talk about your music in one of these episodes, I'll be happy to do it during a $5 review, where you send $5 to this PayPal account of mine, and after we talk about what you want me to talk about and you send me your music, I'll be happy to listen to it and talk about your music in the next episode in a very honest manner. I might love it, I might hate it, but it's $5, so if I hate it, at least you lost $5. That's it. But if you love it, maybe this will be a good investment. Who knows? But yeah, that's it from me. Thank you guys for watching. I love you guys. Good. Bye. Enchilada.